The last thing before we're done with the puffins is to square it up. Because I did not add extra pieces in between my triangles, all of the points at the top and the bottom will get cut off. So I take my big square, which should be almost big enough for the whole thing. I can slide it across, or better yet, I can use it and a 6x12 on the other end and get it all done in one cut. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at my edges, I'm looking at the frame of the panel, which is pretty square. I like the squareness on this side better than this side, but it will work. And I have to have the bottoms to where I can trim some off of all of them. And right now it looks like I'm gonna get about 2 1/4 inches square at the bottom below the panel. So even though these don't look necessarily even, it will be square with itself when it's done. And now I'm going to turn it around and slide it over. And I want this to be square with the mat, so that then I can square this up on this side and get as much as I can out of it, keeping it square on this end, and this looks pretty darn square on this end. And I'm going to trim this all the way across. And then it's personal preference whether you trim the sides. You certainly can, especially if you've squared up the top and the bottom. The dog ears are no longer required, and when you sew a border on, or if you don't add a border and just bind it, you do want your edges to be squared up on that last cut. Your dog ears have served their purpose. I think I'll turn it this way. Make sure that's square there. I'm square with the block, and I'm square here. I'll run this over as far as I can, and then again I'm just going to take what little bit and those dog ears are left and trim those off, and then you have a trimmed panel ready for quilting and binding. Nicely squared up, a dark gray binding, I think, and we're good to go.